There, pull up a chair. Let's talk about the Nerf community and why it's growing so quickly. No. We're not doing the whole
Oh, Fortuna
thing. That's the Captain shtick. Play my music. Welcome to Why I Nerf. So there's this question around the community a little while ago that basically asks, why do you still do this? Why are you choosing to be in Nerf and not in airsoft or paintball or another shooting sport? And for me, the answer is actually a couple of reasons. For one, I like having fun, first and foremost. And I find that I've had fun with Nerf since 2006, when these were high technology. Yes, back when I first joined, the Maverick and the Night Finder were the pinnacle of foam flinging technology. We're talking 2006. I was pretty young and I had a budget of $8 a week. I could do anything I wanted with those $8, and first I bought a Maverick, which was about $8 at the time. I bought a Night Finder, which was $6 or $7-ish, so about the price of a modern Jolt. And it's been 14 years that I've been part of the nerfing hobby, and it's a thing that I've basically always been into for a good portion of my life. Another thing that always really brings me into the nerfing hobby is modifications and all of these sort of things that you can do with it. For example, when I was younger, I took this, a Predator, with the older style of stock, cut down the barrel, cut the stock off, and I had a little pistol that shot just as good as the normal one. And it was a very stupidly bad mod in terms of sanding and all that, but it worked. And also another reason that I really like Nerf is because you can go into it with any level of money that you want. In fact, this Predator right here, I got this for free at a thrift store. $0. They had a free bin. This is sitting in there. I'm like, might as well. It's a free Predator. These things shoot 70 FPS and they're bolt action and they're cool. And you can literally go into a Nerf war with just this. Free. If, say, you found it in a free bin at a thrift store. And you can still tag me out with this $800 piece of equipment. My primary here, the Sinister Endling. Yes, the FDL2X that you can't buy anymore. The blaster itself, the V accessory kit, the stock, the ammo counter, the laser, this, all of it costs over $800. And you can go as ridiculous as me with all of my gear that costs probably about $3,000, including the primary. And even though I spent thousands even, and all of the gear that I have, I've got enough gear to run an entire army. You can still tag me out with this that you got for free. No tactical gear, just darts in the stock. Just find the right place, shove dart in, find a place that I'm not paying attention, and you've tagged me. A little kid with this can still tag me, and I'm an adult. I do this somewhat professionally, and I'm carrying an FDL. I always love that about the Nerf community. No matter what you put in, as long as you sort of practice and you know your play style and you know how to actually go around and deal with things, you can still win. It doesn't matter what you bring, as long as you learn how to use your kit effectively and you work with your teammates effectively and you do all that, you can still be effective. In Airsoft, if you bring the equivalent of this, and everyone else is using really good AGs, gas blowbacks, etc., you're still going to get trounced because they have better gear than you. Whereas in Nerf, you can still tag me out with this thing. Like, this thing is never completely obsolete. Even the dollar store blasters, they can still be used for something. I love that people are creating amazing things that look amazing, they perform amazing, and they basically take what's intended for maybe a 12-year-old kid, and then they turn it into this ridiculous monstrosity. Obviously, I joined the VFBA partly because I wanted to meet others like myself and actually play with other people. And little kids are very amused by someone going all out with their gear, with carrying a gigantic blaster and trying to take them down as a juggernaut. That's always fun. I'm kind of an entertainer type anyway. Like, I put on my character because I like to entertain the little kids. I like to be the one who calls out commands and leads the charge in HBZ. I sort of like to make sure that others have fun, if that makes any sense. I have a list of things because I went on Facebook and I asked the question, why do you still Nerf? And I got a couple of interesting answers. In fact, these are all good reasons. Here are some of the reasons people still Nerf. People still Nerf because HVZ, humans versus zombies, is primarily a Nerf thing because of safety, and a lot of college campuses wouldn't allow airsoft, and airsoft looks too realistic, and paintball markers might damage things that are not meant to be damaged, but HVZ and LARPing is primarily a Nerf thing. There's always something new because Hasbro has to release new blasters every year. Every company has to release new stuff every year. Everyone's constantly building new and more ridiculous things. Like, we found that if you took out a lock in the Zeus, it fired full auto at stupid rate of fire, and that led to people just having magazine-fed super fast Zeuses. And then they figured out that you could literally just make a Zeus, and then you could feed it with 2,000 rounds on the backpack. Like, that kind of ingenuity brings people into the community. The arms race. Yes, there's an arms race of faster firing, bigger capacities. Everyone's trying to improve on what everyone else did. Shoot longer distances, shoot more accurately, shoot faster, have more capacity. Finding new ways to do new things and constantly upgrading and getting better at what we do. And there's the fellowship aspect of it. Like, the Nerf community is an extremely good community. Like, we're going to accept you no matter what you are. Respect others, we'll love and respect you right back. In fact, there are people who have lost the use of one arm because their arm got broken, and they're Nerfing friends like, hey, I don't want them to lose out on the next game. So they literally build a rainbow that can be used with one arm. Or someone wants to join the Nerf community, but they're in a wheelchair. They're wheelchair bound, so they can't run around and do anything. Well, there's people that literally strap a couple Nemesis onto a wheelchair and have the guy drive around the wheelchair and shoot at people. Like, that's the kind of community that the Nerf community is. If there's a problem and you can't normally engage in foam battle, we will find a way to accommodate you. We'll find a way to make you able to have that fun. And that's something I love about the Nerf community. And that's something that a lot of people love about the Nerf hobby. Yeah, the creative community. You have makers. You have people that work in aircraft manufacture building things. You have custom machined parts. You have quick ejection molded parts from China. You have people making 3D printed stuff. You have people who just want to do cosmetics and make stuff like this. Yeah, these files for this bolter strife came from Thingiverse, and I basically just said to someone who's in the VFBA who had a printer, hey, can you print these out, and how much would it cost? He's like, $70. All right. So I transferred him the money, and he came to a war and brought me my gear. And that literally was done by some guy in his mother's house. The silliness. Like, as I said, the silliness. You can absolutely take it absolutely seriously like I do and just spam your FDL everywhere and always try to get the best gear that shoots the fastest and have so much ammunition. It's hilarious, and just constantly just go the more DACA route and look super serious and super organized. Or you could just grab a thing out of the free bin and try to use it and try to take these people down. 12 darts a second at 175 feet per second out of a gigantic magazine against a stock thing you found for free in a bin somewhere, and you can still tag them. Just the silliness that comes with the Nerf community, yeah. You don't get that with Airsoft. Everyone's all serious and milsim, and everyone has to be better, and everything has to shoot harder, shoot faster, and have a higher capacity magazine. Whereas we're willing to just go YOLO and grab this thing. Exercising, yes. Nerf wars are an extremely good way to exercise. And it's a very good and fun exercise for children. And it's a good way to distract them for an afternoon. And it's a good way to get them to exercise. The next point is safe swordplay. Well, yeah, some wars do allow melee. And it's absolutely fun to just go at someone with a marauder. Just wave it around and try to get through them. And it's not going to cut them. It's not going to break a rib or anything. But just sword fighting with foam swords is a lot of fun, and it's also safe, and that's something that you can't really do with a lot of other hobbies. Socializing. It's a social activity. It's a very social activity to go around and when you're off, just talk to your friend and nerd out and talk about what your projects are and how your life has been and just catch up with people. I have a lot of friends from the VFBA who I've met through Nerf. Nerf is a good way to do that. Mods are a big part of the nerfing hobby. You make your own blasters. You make art. And you can use it and see how it fares against other things. Honestly, one of the best parts about Nerf. And even if you just grab this and you have fun with this, then that's totally fine. The attitude is not, oh, destroy your enemy and be ruthless and always win and you can't ever lose because if you lose at Nerf, you lose at everything. No. It's all about having fun. It's all about having fun, distracting yourself from real life for a moment, and just playing with toys, essentially. It's that idea of, we're just here to have fun. Doesn't matter whether we win or lose. It just matters as long as we're having fun and we're making nice art and we're having fun with it. So ultimately, that's the main thing that a lot of people seem to be in the nerfing hobby for. They find the whole idea fun. They like talking to people. They like creating things. They love the fun-loving, silly community. And that's really the heart of why people nerf. And that's especially why I nerf. I do it because it's silly fun. It's a good distraction for an afternoon. It lets us get away from the humdrum of daily life. And it lets us just be kids again. Hope this wasn't too rambly for you. I'm going to have to edit this a little bit. But, alright, take care.